Top 10 most badass men in video games. Number 10. Sam Fisher, one of the best spies in the world, the first person to pass the Splinter Cell program, the head commander of the 4th Echelon. But above all else, he's also a kind-loving father, a real patriot, a gentleman with the women, a great piano instructor, and seems to age backwards, getting faster and stronger as he gets older. But the real reason he is on this list is because he can hang for hours with just his left hand, never get tired, and maintain 100% accuracy. What a badass. He does lose some points though for having his puberty voice change happen at the age of 56. Number 9. Max Payne. Somebody with a name like that had to make the badass list. When Max Payne loses his family, he doesn't cry or whine. Well, at least not for long, and then goes on a mobster killing spree.
Max Payne, New York's finest, with the biggest monster body count ever.
Max Payne is so badass that the third game's plot entirely hinges on Max not wussing out and just going back to America. He does that epic slow motion spin reload, sometimes, and the epic John Woo slow motion dive. Has anybody actually tried doing the Max Payne dive? Seriously, you'll dislocate your shoulder after the first dive. But Max, he just keeps on going. He does lose some points though for being an alcoholic and the addiction to painkillers, which isn't cool. Addictions aren't cool, kids. Number 8. Big Boss. One of the best soldiers to ever live, and also one of the only people to actually understand the plot to Metal Gear games. The co-creator of CQC and an expert marksman with lightning fast reflexes. He's so awesome that being in love with him isn't even considered gay at this point. He has survived countless fatal occurrences, even taking an enemy gunship machine gun burst to the face, which can tear a regular man in half. He does lose some points though for being in a coma for most of his life, and his clones and doppelgangers taking all the spotlight. Number 7. Batman. Do I even need to explain this one? The only reason he isn't number 1 is because the Arkham Knight port sucked. Number 6. Michel de Santa. Sometimes the real badasses are the family people. Michael does everything with his dysfunctional family and tries his hardest to fix it, even hiring a psychiatrist. What a badass. Oh, also he robs a bank or two or some shit. Number 5. Dominic from Godfather 2. Unlike other Dons, who just sit in a room and give orders, Dominic has more of a hands-on approach. Going out in the field with his crew, taking over rackets and killing the other mafioso gang members. Dominic likes to do brutal executions during firefights and will often choke people to death just for the pleasure. Dominic is actually so badass that he gets killed in a cutscene and then comes back as if nothing happened.
I don't have to fucking listen to this.
Yeah, Dominic, you do. 'Cause it's the last thing you're ever gonna hear. You're a dead man.
He's a survivor, what did I tell you? Somebody's watching over you.
Number 4. Artorias the Abyss Walker. Well, first off, this is Artorias' dog. Artorias himself is even more badass. One of the hardest bosses in Dark Souls. As you can probably notice, his left arm is broken. So he is literally kicking ass with just one hand. But that's not all, folks. Artorias is actually left-handed. So he's wrecking people Not even with his good hand. What a badass. Also, he probably has the most badass death scream ever. He does lose some points though, cause in theory, he can't be killed by someone who's naked, and that ain't really that badass. Number 3. Who can be more badass than someone who is literally called badass? Isn't that right, badass? Who's a little badass? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Number 2. Colton White from Gun. Colton is just a regular young man who hunts animals with his dad for the steamboats. But one day, during the hunt, a bear sneaks up to his dad and bitch slaps him. Then Colton kills the bear with just his knife. Then they go onto the steamboat where they meet this really cool preacher. But then the preacher turns out to be evil.
Thy will be done.
And I think zombies attack the steamboat or something. So Colton and his father fend them off. But then...
It's too late. That preacher killed her. Son of a bitch is leading the ambush.
Son, listen close, cause there ain't much time. I've done my best to raise you right, but all your life I've been lying to you.
I ain't leaving you, Pa.
God damn it, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I ain't your father. Now, go!
Holy fuck! Then Colton wakes up 3 days later and meets Honest Tom. This really friendly guy who gives him a tutorial and ends up gifting Colton a horse. By the way, Colton rides horses so hard, he kills them.
God damn it took you long enough.
So much for your name.
You really think I'd give up my ride?
There's more twists in the first half an hour of this game than in any spy movie. Badass. And number 1. Johnny from The Room. Not only is Johnny good at football, not only is Johnny a love machine, not only does everybody love Johnny, he's also the most badass man on the planet. He ain't afraid to apprehend better actors than him. He ain't afraid to call out people if they're too chicken. He also doesn't die of old age like all the other pussies. He decides to die by the hands of the most badass man on the planet.
Wake up, Johnny, come on!